You know what surprises me? The biggest retirement mistakes I see, they don't usually come from wild risk or bad intentions. In fact, they often come from smart, responsible people, people who've worked hard, saved well, and want to make good decisions. But they get tripped up by one simple thing: doing the right steps in the wrong order. Hi, I'm Jim Martin, the founder of Martin Wealth Solutions and a financial planner. For over 15 years, I've helped hundreds of families step confidently into retirement. And today, I want to walk you through the five biggest beginner mistakes I see people make. Avoid these, and you'll be way ahead of the game. So let's dive right in. Mistake number one: starting with your investments before you know what your plan is. Now, look, I get it. You start reading articles or watching YouTube videos, and the conversation always starts with what fund to buy, what stock to own, what ETF is hot. Jim, do you know about dividend stocks? Should I buy more Nvidia? What about gold, annuities, or cryptos? Hey, fair questions, but here's the problem. That's like choosing the tools before you've even decided what kind of house you're building. Are we talking about a cabin in the woods or a 4,000 square foot colonial? The tools are different. The order matters. And here's what I like to tell people: start with your lifestyle goals. Ask yourself, what kind of retirement do you want? How much will that lifestyle cost? What income sources do I have? Social Security, pensions, rental income, investment income, dividend income. There's just so many. What about the tax impact? What kind of risk do I need to take in order to achieve my goals? Only then do we talk about investments, because investing isn't the plan, it's the tool to help you carry out the plan. Mistake number two: believing there's only one tax strategy that works for everyone. Look, there's only one tax code, but there's different tax strategy. You know the ones. Everyone should convert to a Roth, never go above the 12% bracket, always take Social Security at 62, or wait, is it 70? It sounds like solid advice until you look under the hood. Let me give you a real world example. Two clients, both engineers, both 45, both making $150,000 a year. On paper, they're twins. But the first one is single, planning to retire early and move to Florida. No state income tax, right? Now, the second one is staying in California, already has a large pre tax 401k and plans to work all the way until 65. Guess what? Their tax strategies look nothing alike. For one, the traditional 401k contributions are perfect. But for the other one, Roth conversions might be essential. Tax planning isn't black and white, it's personal, it's situational, and it changes as your life changes. Don't fall into the trap of trying to apply a one size fits all rule to something as nuanced as your tax plan. All right, let's move on to mistake number three. Okay, watching too many YouTube videos, but not actually ever building a plan. Now, I realize I'm saying this on YouTube, so I'm not against learning, clearly, but here's what I see. People binge video after video. They know the rules of Social Security inside and out. They can quote withdrawal rates like a pro. They've memorized the Roth conversion thresholds. But when I ask them, what's your actual plan? Crickets. It's like watching hours of Food Network, but never stepping foot in a kitchen. You're going to need more information. You need a framework. Because let's be honest, one video says take Social Security early, the other one says delay as long as possible, one says buy in annuities, and the other one says, hey, avoid those like the plague. They're not wrong. They're just incomplete without context. At some point, you have to stop collecting puzzle pieces and start putting them together. That's when the magic happens, when you apply what you learn to your very unique situation. All right, let's move on to mistake number four: creating a plan that only works if everything goes right. Hey, I see it all the time. People build spreadsheets with 7% returns, 2% inflation, no health surprises, no job interruptions, no bear markets. It's tidy, it's clean, it's comforting, but it's not reality. Let me tell you about a couple I worked with, Philip and Claire. They had a solid plan with a 93% probability of success. It looked airtight. And then I asked them, what about long term care? They hadn't considered it. We added in 2 years of care for each one of them based upon national averages. And guess what? The result? It took it from a 93% success rate and dropped them all the way down to 60. Same couple, same portfolio, different outcome because they unaccounted for one risk. This is why we stress test everything at Martin Wealth Solutions. If the market drops 25% the year you retire, what if one spouse passes away early? What if inflation's 5% instead of 2%? You don't need to be pessimistic, just realistic, and you just need to be prepared. All right, let's move on to the last mistake. Mistake number 5, letting fear make your decisions. Now, it's smart to be cautious, but when fear runs the show, you end up paralyzed. I've seen people keep hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash because they're afraid of the next crash. I've seen retirees claim Social Security early because they're convinced it's going to run out. And I've seen people worth millions of dollars who won't spend a dollar because of the what ifs. One couple had pensions, Social Security covering all of their expenses. They had over $1 million invested, but they were so afraid of long term care costs, they skipped the big trip they had dreamed about for decades. That's not caution, that's fear. And fear robs you of the retirement you worked so hard to build. A good plan helps you prepare for risk without being ruled by them. You can't eliminate every unknown, but you can build in flexibility and control. Now, let's do a quick recap. Don't start with investments, start with the plan. Tax strategies should be personal, not universal. Learning is great, but build a framework. Don't plan for perfection, stress test for risk. And don't let fear run the show. Take control of your plan. Look, no plan is perfect, but a well crafted plan built for your life, for your goals, for your numbers, that's powerful. And if you're ready to take the guesswork out of retirement and start making confident, informed decisions, we're here to help. All you have to do is go out to martinwealth.com, click some links, and we'd love to connect with you. And hey, if this video helped you out, please like it, maybe subscribe, and share it with a friend who's getting close to retirement. Thanks for watching. I'm Jim Martin with Martin Wealth Solutions, and I'll see you on next week's video.